Euro 2024 is right around the corner, and I gotta be honest with you, I am excited for this summer. I just love the Euros. I really, really enjoy Euros. And I really enjoy the Euro or the World Cup, Copa America. I love international football. I like club football a little bit more, but I love when international football is on because it gives us something to do for the summer. But today, I want to take a moment to kind of look at Portugal's squad, also France, and also like England, a couple squads where I saw a lot of things that really stood out. But I want to talk real quick about the Portuguese national team squad that's been called up and kind of give you guys my opinion on how I think this team will line up and what this team will look like when they line up. I am Portuguese. I got the blessing of watching Portugal win a Euro. I never thought I would see anything like that in my lifetime.
Oh my God, I just want to go.
But I did, and it was an emotional roller coaster, and I loved every second of it. Portugal didn't play beautiful football when they won the Euro, but they won it, and that's all that matters. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo, I believe, is the only player to ever appear in this many Euros. I think he has that record now. I'm pretty sure. So another record for that boy. The jersey itself, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. You know, I like I don't know. It's okay. I don't know. It's not my favorite Portugal jersey ever, but I want to talk to you guys about a very, very tough decision that Roberto Martinez has. Roberto Martinez is taking over Portugal, and a lot of people didn't like that signing because of what Belgium a lot of people say Belgium underperformed when he was with them during their golden time. And the one thing I would like to say is that, you know, with Roberto Martinez, as a Portuguese man, I always watch Portugal struggle and have to go to playoffs. I never really watched them go directly into the Euro or the World Cup. They always end up going to playoffs, right? They always have a group where they should win their group and they don't. And under Roberto Martinez, we did. We won it comfortably. We barely got scored on. I think France and Portugal are the only teams to barely ever get scored on. We only got scored on like the second to last game or maybe the last game. Like we never got scored on, which was really nice. So with that being said, looking at Roberto Martinez, my biggest concern when I look at Roberto Martinez and the decision he has to make is Vitinha. Because after watching Vitinha play for PSG, I just don't know how you don't start him at Euro 2024. But the big dilemma here is you have Vitinha and you have Bruno Fernandes. So now you have a Bruno Fernandes, you have Vitinha, you have Bernardo Silva, you have a young kid that's from Benfica called João Neves, which I don't think really he should be starting because I think that Vitinha and I don't know, maybe Ruben Neves should be starting. João Neves should be starting. You have Otavio, you have Palinha. So let's talk about the midfield real quick. You most likely are going to have a defensive mid, right? So if I had to make a decision between João Neves and Palinha, I think Palinha has more experience. I think Palinha is an unbelievable ball winner. So I think I start the game with Palinha at defensive mid. Now you got to get yourself two midfielders, right? So you need two midfielders in front of Palinha. For me, it's Bruno Fernandes and it's Vitinha. As much as I like João Neves, I think Vitinha has to be on the field. The way he was opening up the game in the PSG game, the way he was playing in the Champions League, I just don't see a world where Vitinha doesn't start. So for me, I'm most likely using Vitinha, but a lot of these coaches trust Ruben Neves from Al Hilal. They love that guy. He played at Wolves. A lot of coaches really like him, so maybe he starts. But then you have the big decision of Bernardo Silva, right? So a lot of times we start Bernardo Silva on the right. We'll have Ronaldo at the striker position, rightfully so. I think he's our best striker. I think everyone can agree on that. Gonçalo Ramos is an amazing striker, great striker, didn't get enough PT at PSG. So since he didn't get enough PT at PSG, I think you got to start Ronaldo. Ronaldo's a goal scoring machine. So you start Ronaldo. I think Rafael Leao should probably be on the left. João Felix played some games, didn't play, so I don't think he starts. Diogo Jota dealt with a lot of injuries. So I think your front three are probably Cristiano Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, and Rafael Leao, right? Boom. That's your front three. I think in the midfield, you go Vitinha, João Palinha, and Bruno Fernandes. And then in the back, it's where it gets a little bit complicated because Pep is still Pep. I don't care what nobody says. I know he's older, but he's still Pep. Pep's just crazy good. So I think you start Nuno Mendes, who didn't kind of had an off-season kind of play, gets injured a lot, but he's there. So Nuno Mendes starts on the left, I would say. Then Ruben Diaz, and I would go Antonio Silva over Pep, but just because he's younger and a bit quicker. But I understand if Pep starts. And then at right back, it's most likely going to be between Nelson Semedo, João Cancelo, or Diogo Dalot. So for me, I would go Nuno Mendes and João Cancelo. I would put João Cancelo on the right, Nuno Mendes on the left, Antonio Silva and Ruben Diaz. And then for me, where it gets very complicated is goal. Diogo Costa is a great goalkeeper, but he does have a lot of mistakes in him. But he's still a good goalkeeper. You have Rui Patricio, who won a Euro, and Jose Sa. So I don't love our goalies, if I'm being honest with you. I think you have to go ahead and start Diogo Costa. But Porto fans really, really like him, say he's really great. The Porto games I have seen him play in, I think he does make a bit of mistakes. But at the end of the day, I think he's probably the best we have, so you got to start him. So that's what I would kind of go with. I have no concern over Cristiano Ronaldo. I think he starts. I think he has a great Euro. If I had to predict right now, I think he could be the top goal scorer in the Euro. I said it. I don't regret it. I think Ronaldo could be the top goal scorer in the Euro if we put the right players around him. If Vitinha's starting, if Bruno Fernandes is playing correctly the way we know he can play, if we have Nuno Mendes healthy and João Cancelo crossing the balls in on the wings, if these players can create space, I think Ronaldo will easily be the top goal scorer in the Euro. But again, with that being said, it's the players around him, because Ronaldo's not the type of player anymore where he's going to get the ball and run through everybody. You're going to need to be able to supply him with good balls. So Nuno Mendes, João Cancelo, Rafael Leao, Bernardo Silva, being able to create for this guy is going to be important. If they create for him properly, I think he could be the top goal scorer in the Euro. That's just my opinion. But let's move on for Portugal real quick, because I want to talk to you guys about another one that was kind of shocking to me, but at the same time, not that shocking. And it's no Rashford here. Wow. I mean, listen, do I think you take Marcus Rashford just because he's Marcus Rashford and what he can help you with and how well he's played for England in the past and all this type of stuff? Maybe yes. But again, England is a very competitive roster. In my opinion, I know a lot of people are going to laugh at me when I say this, I think England have one of the best teams in the world, and honestly, they should be considered the favorites to win this Euro. You have Jude Bellingham, who could be up for a Ballon d'Or, okay? You have one of the best players in the world. You have Cole Palmer, who's had just a remarkable season. You have Phil Foden, who is one of the best forwards out there right now. You have Saka, who's one of the best forwards out there right now. And when I say forwards, I mean like, midfield attacking wingers type stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You have the options of Jack Grealish and dude, the Harry Kane, who's probably, I mean, let's be honest, the best number 9 in the world, right? Ronaldo outside of Europe, I mean, inside of Europe, Kane is definitely probably the best number 9 in the world. Haaland with him, obviously, but Haaland had a little bit of offseason, so Harry Kane was scoring crazy goals. Declan Rice, probably one of the best defensive mids in the world, if not the best. So this list goes on. And the back is where it becomes a little bit tricky. Obviously, Walker can clamp anybody at the right back position. Stones is a great center back. He played a great season last year. But the back line is a little bit where it gets a little bit scary, because I don't know who you start. I think you go Stones, and I mean, he probably gonna end up going Harry Maguire, but then you have Joe Gomez. It's tough, man. It is a tough situation for Marcus Rashford, man. I do feel bad for him. I also feel bad for Sancho, who's had a pretty good year. But again, Sancho had a good year, but Saka and Cole Palmer had incredible years. So like I said, end of the day, I like this English list. I do feel bad for Marcus Rashford. With that being said, you guys let me know how you feel about that. Last topic I want to touch on really quickly is a very, very awesome topic in my opinion. And that is the boy Kanté. Kanté has been called back to the French team, one of the best defensive mids I've ever seen play, one of the players that just makes me happy. I love Kanté so much. This French team is amazing. It's disgusting. It's awesome. It's fantastic. It's crack, bro. You got Colo, Mbappe, you got Giroud. Shout out to Giroud getting called up. You got Barcola, you got Dembele, Coleman, Camavinga. Look at this, Chouamane, Antoine Griezmann, just hiding right there in the midfield. You got Kanté. So now you have Conte or Chouamani, which is crazy. You got Conde, Klaus, like, bro, this is a crazy. Saliba now and Corneta, dude, Upamecano. This team is crazy. They're definitely up there for favorites. But you do got to take your hat off and really praise Conte, man, to be back in the French team with the team this stacked, with a team so many amazing French players in world football cooking, and Conte still gets called up. Hat off to him, bro. Congratulations to Conte. Deserved it. Amazing for him. I am excited for Euro 2024. As you guys can see, I just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.